I met Steve Montador in Chicago. I think it was 2011. I had a couple surgeries, and I had a problem after those surgeries with I abused pills with my recovery, and had a really hard time getting over it on my own. But Steve was a huge help and in kind of leading a sober life. I think the reason that we were so close is because um, we had a sorry. Before I came to Chicago, I had a reputation of that I like to have fun, and I think a lot of the guys were surprised when I got here that I said I wasn't drinking anymore, and I think it made it a lot easier for me knowing that Monty was here too and kind of on the same program. You didn't feel like you had to lie to him and say, "Oh, I'm doing okay," if you weren't. Through our friendship, we had some. Monty went through some, really trying times, and I got to see it firsthand. That lockout year, he'd suffered a concussion, and the team had put him on waivers, and he didn't take it very well. I think he was really worried about the future. Over the years, I saw kind of that deterioration of his mind, and he must have felt that as well. Just recently going home to Mississauga and to his home and seeing the number of sets of keys he had for the same lock kind of tells you the story of what was going on in his head, and his memory loss and his mental state, because he was trying so many things to um, kind of reverse the symptoms or feel normal, and he just couldn't. And he had a lot going on in his head with in regards to worrying about whether he'd wake up that morning and feel great, or whether he'd have to stay inside with the blinds shut in a dark room. When you have a concussion and you go through that, it's a dark, dark place. I just recently had one, and I fell into a lull and a depression, especially after Monty's passing. After Monty died, I really did some research and kind of asking guys that had already moved on and that I'd played with, and asking them if they knew what our exit program was for the NHL PA. And I was kind of astonished to find out that not one guy could tell me what it was. Right now, as far as the PA goes, we would receive a phone call to kind of see how we were doing, and that's pretty much our exit program. And from the guys that I've talked to who've moved on, they've all said the same thing. We all fell into kind of a deep depression, and that they went away quietly. It was almost as if the less noise you make when you go away, the better. I don't think it's right. It doesn't feel right for how much we give to this league and to this sport in regards to sacrificing our bodies, sacrificing our minds with concussions and the hits that we take. Obviously, everybody knew that about Monty's passing. I had had a really hard time with it. I wasn't myself, and one of the guys who reached out to me, on a regular basis was Jonathan Taves, and Sharpie too, and it it meant a lot, to be in such a dark place emotionally, and then to have them care. And those are guys that Monty and I would or Monty would love to have in his life. When I think about that, a big reason why I'm kind of summon the courage to do this, because my hope is that it helps somebody and it opens the right eyes, and people get in contact with RPA, or people get in touch with each other, and we can try and create something that's going to help athletes figure out what they're good at and what they want to do next in life. And I know Steve this past year was trying to figure that out, and I wish he had, because I think it would have eased his mind. And I think if he had the right help, that he would still be here with us. And